pound key. You must first choose a main call path. For questions or information, press 1. For complaints, press. Now please listen carefully to the information menu options. Then enter your selection. For police information check section, security clearance information, press 1. For police stations, phone numbers, and business hours, press 2. To contact an EPS staff member or leave a voicemail message, press 3. For recent arrest, person in custody inquiries, press 4. For towed or seized vehicle inquiries, press 5. For landlord and tenant dispute inquiries, press 6. For all other information and to speak with a call taker, press 7. Please remain on the line to speak with the next speaker.
Yes, I'm wondering how one goes about complaint against the Prime Minister of Canada. Does he get special treatment, or is he under the criminal code just like everybody else?
It's a great question. I think it would probably be
Special treatment.
well, I think it would be with the RCMP, but I'm not sure.
Well, could you find out for me, please, because we've all seen the evidence of him violating 319 of the criminal code. Like, it's pretty serious. I can't believe the guy got up there and called everybody misogynists and racist, and then said that do we tolerate these people? And there's some space. I went and looked online. These are the exact words that Hitler used. The exact words. That they're taking up space. Do we tolerate these people? He's invoking violence against a specified group of people in Canada. He's violating 319 of the criminal code. Clear as a bell. The jury would convict him and put him in jail right now. So I'm wondering, why is this guy still walking around when we go and arrest people for sneezing in front of somebody? You know, like, it's getting ridiculous here. How do we get the law enforced? Or are we going to look at our police and go, they don't want to enforce the law?
Well, it definitely wouldn't be Edmonton Police because Edmonton Police have nothing to do with it.
Well, you know the RCMP have no jurisdiction in Edmonton, so how did somebody place such a charge against this guy? You know, let's not look for reasons to let him get away with it. Let's try and think logically of how we can put him behind bars, because this guy is breaking the law. He's threatening all of Canada.
Okay.
That's clearly criminal. It's black and white. And I'm just wondering, do people have to be slapped in the face to wake them up to this guy's a criminal? Our Prime Minister of Canada, he's a criminal. Right there, it's black and white. So who do I phone? The RCMP, K Division, they'll tell me to phone you. I've already been this gamut. It's past the buck time and nobody wants to take it on because it's the Prime Minister.
Well, have you phoned them?
Yes. They won't deal with any matter. They won't deal with any matter inside Edmonton. I'm living inside Edmonton.
Okay, well, the Prime Minister doesn't live in Edmonton.
That's right. That's right. But they tell you to call your local police. You call the RCMP and ask them what they'll say. That's what they'll say. It's past the buck time. Let's let this guy get away with it. I played this game before. And I go, well, this is appalling. We have police in position to protect us, and they make excuses pointing fingers at each other. Oh, it's his job. No, I'd like you to go contact the chief and find out what do you do in a situation like this. I think this is a situation pretty serious. It needs to go to the chief's desk, and he needs to advise his staff, what do we do? Do we let the guy get away with it blatantly, threatening the people of Canada? What he's setting up is he's setting up for the vaccinated to go discriminate against the unvaccinated and beat on them. And this is already taking place in Canada. People are getting beat up because they're not vaccinated and not wearing masks. It's happened dozens of times. So we got a serious situation when we got our Prime Minister here invoking more of that treatment. He's actually instigating it. This is criminal. So how do we defend ourselves? Could you please get back to me when you talk to the chief? I'll give you my name and my phone number.
Well, you can actually write a letter to the chief.
Do you think we got time when this guy's out there criminal? Is this normal process? Oh, let's just write a letter. The guy's engaged in full-blown criminal activity. And you're telling me to write a letter? Really? Does that make sense to you?
Well, what's your name then?
Edward J. Rotman.
Okay.
Area code 780-399-6250.
Okay.
I appreciate you taking the time. I know it's unusual. This is kind of a weird thing. And you and I both know there's going to be resistance.
Right.
Oh, yeah. This is just our world that the police around the world are protecting people like this. So I thought, I'm going to phone and I'm going to get a matter of record on the record that this man is a criminal. If nobody else is complaining, I'm going to complain. I didn't study the law for 30 years to have a man like this threaten my existence.
Fair enough. Okay. Okay, I have your name in here, Robert. Robert, sorry.
Thank you very much. I look forward to hearing back from you. Blessings.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye for now. Wow.
RCMP, Katie, what's yours?
Yes, good day. How are you doing today in this cold weather?
Oh, not too bad.
Surviving, right?
You.
Yes, I'd like to know, the Edmonton City Police told me I should call the RCMP. I have a complaint against the man masquerading as our Prime Minister. He's violated 319 of the Criminal Code. Anybody that reads it and has listened to what he said publicly, it's being advertised, can clearly see black and white. He's inciting violence against an identifiable group. And we're kind of feared. I've already been attacked once because I've been unvaccinated and I don't wear a mask because of my medical condition. So when he's clearly invoking violence against people, this is our Prime Minister. There's no excuse for this. And I'd like to know why the city police told me to call you when you're going to tell me you got no jurisdiction because I live in Edmonton. This is a pass the buck routine while a criminal is running renegade, inciting violence against the people of Canada. Well, that's a tough one, eh? There's going to be a lot of excuses trying to defend this man, but he violated the criminal code, and I'd like somebody to investigate.
Yeah, unfortunately,
No, it's not. I was told by the city police to phone you.
Yeah.
So let's do something about that. I'd like to speak to somebody that's a policeman, please.
Unfortunately, there is no police officer at this location because this is an administration building.
Okay, could you give me the number where I can find people that will enforce the law without making frivolous excuses?
Okay, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that.
Can you help me? Can you help me here today?
Pardon me?
Can you help me here today?
No, I can't.
Oh, can you give me a telephone number where I can phone to get some help? Or are you going to make up reasons why you can't do that?
Sure. The only thing I can do for you, because I don't have access to police officers, this is the front desk, so we're not police officers.
Okay, how do you get through? How does a Canadian get through to police officers? That's a good question for you to answer.
No.
Oh, yes, it is a good question. And I'm recording this call, and I'm going to play it back to the commander at that detachment when I get in touch with him, and you can see what incompetence is at the front desk.
Okay.
Now, are you going to help me today, or do I have to play this to the commander, showing me that you are operating a useless position? You're operating no purpose there at all. You're not helping the public at all. What's your position and job status?
Okay, sir, the only thing I can do is give you a phone number
Thank
to
you.
our communication center.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for at the beginning.
Okay, sir. It's 780
780
613
613
0658.
0658. So there's nobody at K Division that has a phone number. Isn't that interesting?
We're administration.
I don't care. You're telling me there's nobody there that has a phone number, and you're lying to me.
Okay, sir, thank you.
No, there's no thanks needed. You're lying to me. You're a liar. How can you operate a position like that and lie to the public? What kind of benefit are you providing to the people of Canada? Tell me that. Do you recognize that you're obstructing a criminal complaint by not providing me with access to the RCMP in that building? There's a commander in that building. There's officers in that building, and they need to hear a criminal complaint, and you're trying to prevent me from doing that. You recognize you're participating in aiding and abetting a criminal event. That's what you're doing here. I'm a law scholar for 30 years, and I get real incensed when I hear people that are working for the police stand obstructing the justice. And that's what you've done today. Do you feel proud about that?
You just phone in number I'll give you, sir.
Do you feel proud about obstructing justice? Do you feel proud about that?
Goodbye, sir.
Do you feel proud about that?
Useless bricks.
Speaking with the RCMP in Ottawa.
You go, Jay. Oh my god, he's incompetent. Desk pushing. I bet you if he stole some liquor, they'd be right there.
RCMP Justice?
Yes, who am I speaking with?
I can give you my badge number if you like. I'm at the soup today at the comm center.
Oh, okay. How long has it been since the RCMP are refusing to give their names to people who pay their wages? How long has that taken place? Recently?
So, the policy at the comm center, though, is that we give out our badge number.
How long has that been that policy? I'm just trying to find out.
I've worked here for 19 years, so the whole time I've been here.
Okay, you refuse to give your names. Okay, all right. So at any rate, what I've tried to find out from the previous fellow who ignored what I was saying, I'm saying at present, there's a bit of a problem. Well, it's more than a problem. It's an emergency because there's somebody within the Justice Department of Canada that's advising the RCMP Canada-wide. This is one man in his legal opinion, to go and break the criminal code, and not in one section, but about 5. And any man or woman, even the school child, could read this and go, hey, what's going on? And so I'd like somebody else that will go and read the law, intelligent enough to say who it is and tell me, and if I think I have the right as a member of the public to find out who it is in Justice Canada that is advising the RCMP to go break up churches, put ministers in jail, and violate the criminal code the way it's taking place. Like I said, anybody and everybody, 100% of the people that take the time to read 176 of the criminal code and go read some newspaper reports how RCMP are using the civil law of the province to arrest ministers and give them tickets and break up church services. Anybody can see that's a crime. Why is that taking place? So I think there's some explanation as to who it is that advised them to engage in criminal activity. Conspiracy. 465 of the criminal code is active right now. I need to speak to somebody that understands the law enough to know that they took an oath to defend it.
Okay. So, can I get your contact information?
Certainly.
Okay. So, what's your name?
Oh, would you like my serial number?
Whatever you'd like to identify yourself with.
Okay, you can put me down as Genesis 126.
Okay, and how can our officers reach you? Do you have a phone number?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It's area code 780
Look it up.
399 6250.
6250, okay.
Now, I'm a Christian minister, and I find it kind of insulting that I communicate to somebody that supposedly I pay the wages of, and I ask for their name, which is common in communication, and they're telling me their policy says, oh, we're not supposed to give our names. What, are you hiding something? Common sense dictates that communication requires people know who they're speaking to, and it's kind of rude and insensitive, machine-like, to see that we've devolved to the point that public service means we don't provide you any service, we just give you a number. It's an insult. It's an insult to my intelligence. There is no reason behind it other than people wish to avoid their obligations and wish to hide behind some number so people can't lay a claim against them in court when they break the law. This is a deliberate avoidance of those duties that were put in place when people took an oath to become members of the public service, and it offends me. It really does, and that's why I feel I can't even trust these people. Why would I give them my name? Do you understand how I feel? I'm incensed. I see the criminal code being broken right now, and people like yourself haven't got the time to read the criminal code and ask themselves, hey, this guy's right. Why is the criminal code being broken by the members of our RCMP, respected and honored? Why are they being told to become criminals? I'd like a few other people to say, hey, this guy just brought to my attention that 176, 180, and 423 of the criminal code are actively being violated by our members right now. Maybe I should have a look, because none of the members seem to be interested at all. Like lied in total ignorance to what's taking place, or they wish to absolve themselves of liability by pretending they didn't know what was going on. This is 465 of the criminal code speaks to this specifically. It's about a conspiracy to tell a whole bunch of other people to go break the law. And that's what's taking place. That's why I want to speak to somebody today within the commanding structure of the RCMP that is intelligent enough to say, I can't avoid this anymore. This guy's right. I don't care if he's some singular bum on the corner. When somebody's talking the law and saying there's a conspiracy taking place, we need to find somebody other than your local detachment to investigate, because they're the ones engaged in the criminal activity. They're in a conflict of interest to investigate. Do you understand?
I'm listening to what you're saying, yes.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know if I follow exactly what you're telling me.
I'm telling you, there's a criminal conspiracy taking place in Canada right now where the RCMP are being told by Justice Canada to go out and break the criminal code. The Queen swore in 1953 that she would defend the laws of God, the church, and the clergy. She swore to do three things. She promised them. 176 of the criminal code was one of those promises. Now it's being broken. That's a deliberate attack upon Her Majesty's ability to defend her coronation oath, and nobody seems to be intelligent enough or worthy enough to go and read. It really upsets me. This is not very complicated. She took an oath to defend the laws of God, defend the church and the clergy. It's written in law for anybody to read. It took place with 50 million people. It was on video worldwide. It's not a secret. All these men and women that are RCMP put their hand up and they said they would be faithful and bear true allegiance to this woman. That's written in the
How do you know that this is being broken?
Well, you can see it in the news media that they're arresting church ministers, they're fining them, and they're breaking up church services. They're making it prohibitive to gather together to worship God. Haven't you been watching the news?
Yes, I just didn't know what this section of the criminal code that you gave me, what it relates to. So I was wondering how you know that something's being broken.
Yeah, well, it's very, very easy. 176 of the criminal code is very easy reading, as well as 180 and 423. They're very, very easy to read, and we can see that if one's being broken, one of those sections I just mentioned, if one's being broken, the other two are being broken as well. I call them the three sisters because they were put in place to ensure people had the ability to exercise faith in this country. This is still a Christian monarchy, despite people's beliefs and opinions. They get to have them. But as far as the Queen's oath to defend the laws of God, the church, and the clergy, that's written in stone. And the RCMP officers took an oath to be truly allegiant to her, and now they're out there breaking that oath. They're arresting ministers. They're taking in, they're picking up church services. They're making people feel guilty if they want to gather together and sing, based upon a civil law of the province. Now, the civil law of the province can't be used to violate the criminal code because it specifically says that in 176. You can't use the civil code or on the pretense of using the civil code to obstruct or arrest a minister. And yet that's what's taking place. And I'm just wondering, I was told by the RCMP detachment in Chilliwack that they have received legal advice to ignore that section of the criminal code. So he admitted it, but he wouldn't tell me where it came from. So now I'm phoning National and find out if I can find somebody that will say, hey, you got a valid point. If there's a conspiracy right within the RCMP at the national level and you're blowing the whistle, you're either a criminal, we're going to arrest you because we can prove you're a liar, or you're telling the truth and we have to pay attention. It's one or the other. I could be arrested for mischief if I'm wrong. And I'm putting my neck out saying, I'm not wrong. I've been studying law for 40 years. I think I should know.
Okay. So I'm following what you're saying, and I understand now, I guess, the reason for your frustration and your call here today. So I believe that one of my colleagues that you talked to earlier did try to explain that where you're talking to right now, we're the dispatch center for downtown Ottawa, just for like Parliament Hill and the ambassadors' residences. We respond to incidents there. So that's where you've reached to speak to somebody today. So I'm going to get you the phone number for what's called our National Division Intake Unit, and they deal with anything to do with other investigations of a national level for RCMP. So do you have some way to write down this phone number?
I do indeed, and thank you so much for helping me.
Well, it's not a problem. I just wanted to listen to what what it was that you're trying to get through to us, right?
And I really appreciate your patience.
Not a problem. And I do just want to explain to you, too, the reason that we are told, and it's told by our management, it's not my decision to not give you my name. The reason that they do that, though, is for tracking purposes, so that if you have our badge numbers and you call back, we work on shifts most of the time. The same operator that you've spoken to isn't here, and then there's some operators that have the same name. So if I tell you my name is Sally, and there's another Sally that works here, it gets confusing. So we're just instructed, and that's not my decision, it's our managers that tell us, you know. So I just want to explain that to you too.
Okay,
so
well,
know why.
you sound very nice and reasonable, and I thank you for taking the time to explain to me. And I wish you to know, and you probably can feel it, I'm extremely passionate about what I see taking place in our country. I'm 67, I am a minister, and I do have a knowledge of the law that seems to be above a lot of other people. I've been told by judges and law professors alike that I should be teaching it, but at this point, I'm just standing up to defend it.
I understand, yeah. Okay, so I've got that phone number for our intake unit if you're ready.
Okay.
So it's area code 613
Yes.
993
Yes.
6884. That'll take you into a national division department that does multiple, they oversee a lot of different investigations of national level things. So it could be that you're going to get a automated system that you might have to punch menu options in.
Okay.
They may have a voicemail, I'm not 100% sure. Usually during weekdays there are people there to answer the phone.
Okay.
Okay?
Again, thank you so much for your patience. You have taken a great deal of time with me, and I certainly appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome, and I wish you good luck.
All right. God bless. Bye for
Take
now.
care. Bye-bye.
Now, that was one nice lady. Patient with me. Now, let's try this other one. 1613 993 6884. I guess this is their national intake number for complaints or something.
You've reached RCMP National Division Intake Unit. This is a non-emergency line. If this is an emergency, hang up and dial 911. National Division Criminal Operations Mandate is a safeguard and investigates significant threats to Canada's political, economic, and social integrity. If the matter does not fall under the mandate, please contact your police or jurisdiction. Please note, it may take us longer than usual to respond due to conditions and circumstances. Bonjour, vous avez rejoint le groupe de triage de l'avion national de la GRC. Nous ne sommes pas en centre d'urgence. Si vous avez une urgence, raccrochez et composez le 911. Le mandat de l'avion national est de sauvegarder et enquêter les menaces les plus graves à l'intégrité politique, économique et sociale du Canada. Si votre plainte ne tombe pas sur ce mandat, s'il vous plaît, contactez la police de la juridiction. Veuillez noter que les délais de réponse pourraient être plus longs que d'habitude en raison de circonstances imprévisibles. Merci.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hello, I am Minister Edward J. Robin, area code 780-399-6250. I have a question as to who is advising from Justice Canada that the RCMP ignore and violate 176, 180, and 423 of the Criminal Code while violating an Act of Parliament. That would be the Emergencies Act with the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights within it. Means they're violating 126 of the Criminal Code, and since somebody's directing them to violate all this law, that's 465 of the Criminal Code. We need to find out who within the Justice Department is engaged in a conspiracy to overthrow Her Majesty's ability to carry out her coronation oath promise. She swore to defend the church and the clergy with all of her power. Now the RCMP is being told to go on and engage upon an attack upon the church and the clergy and shut them down and make them criminals for doing what Her Majesty swore to defend. That's a deliberate attack upon Her Majesty's ability to defend her coronation oath promise. That would be defined as treason. I'd like somebody competent to read the law, know the law, and respect the law to get back to me at area code 780-399-6250. That is, if you consider the oath of allegiance that you took to be faithful and bear true allegiance to a Christian monarch is styled under another act of Parliament called the Royal Style and Titles Act. Therein you will find Her Majesty's title is Defender of the Faith. Who did you think you were taking an oath to be faithful and bear true allegiance to, if it not to be for a woman who swore to defend the laws of God with all of her power and the church and the clergy? You can see why I'm a bit concerned. 176 of the Criminal Code specifically says you are not to use the civil code of the province to violate 176, yet you're being instructed to do that, so you have to ask yourself, Who is it within the Justice Department that is conspiring within lawyers and the Trudeau government to violate 176, 180, and 423 of the Criminal Code? Could it be those same people that tried so actively to repeal it back in 2018? Who's intelligent enough amongst the RCMP to investigate? Do you think you have an obligation and a duty when such evidence and obvious nature of a crime is put before you? If you think not, then I'm guilty of a crime which called mischief. If you think there is a duty to go and investigate a crime of such a nature where 465 of the Criminal Code is actively being engaged upon to tell other people to go and ignore and violate 126, 176, 180, and 423 of the Criminal Code. This would also be a breach of 336 of the Criminal Code. That's breach of trust. Anybody who put their hand up and swore an oath should have known full well enough what they were swearing that oath to. And if they breached the trust they entered into, then that too is a criminal event. So I'd like somebody that's competent to read the law, know the law, and respect the law to get back to me that has a bit of honor and integrity that's still left in them to defend the moral structure that this Christian monarchy is put in place to defend. I thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to hearing back from you. This is Minister Edward J. Rahman at area code 780-399-6250, Defender of the Faith. God bless.
One more.
Yes, my name is Minister Edward J. Rahman, and I was told by the City of Edmonton Police that since my complaint is outside their jurisdiction, I had to phone the RCMP. Well, I phoned the RCMP, and they said, well, your complaint's within the City of Ottawa. You have to phone the Ottawa City Police. So my complaint is we have evidence around the world on video and in transcript that our Prime Minister has incited violence against a segmented group of people in Canada, and he's publicly violated 319 of the Criminal Code. It's like as blatant as you can get. And I go, wow, how many people are placing a complaint or know enough to complain about our Prime Minister inciting violence against a specified group of people? He said, do we tolerate these people? They're taking up space. Well, I went and checked on those words, quote unquote, out of Hitler's mouth. Hitler said the same thing. This guy's invoking violence. I'm not vaccinated. I don't wear a mask. I've already been assaulted twice. And now he's encouraging people to do more of that. So I think that somebody needs to investigate without making excuses as to let the Prime Minister make the people of Canada feel uncomfortable with his own personal sentiments.
Okay, I can make note of your complaint and add it to our list of complaints that'll be...
Just like, there's a loose dog running in the city, something like trivial. How do we get an investigation on the Prime Minister of Canada invoking violence against people? How does that take place where it's taken seriously?
They're defending him.
That'd take a very long time to do.
Oh, why? Well, if it was anybody else, the police would be at his door within 24 hours and arrest him.
Okay, well, it's not my fault that we're not
No.
at the Prime Minister's door trying to arrest him.
No, I didn't say it was your fault, but I'm asking how do we get somebody serious to say, let's look for reasons to arrest him rather than protect him? That's what's going on here, okay? We got to cut to the chase. This guy's committing crimes. He's getting paid a very high wage to be the Prime Minister of Canada. He's lost his position of immunity now because he broke the criminal code. I'm a law scholar for 30 years. Once you break the criminal code, you're not a public servant anymore. You're private, and you're privately liable for your crime. So I'd like to know how I can get somebody to take it seriously. Maybe I need to speak to a seasoned officer that knows the law, respects the law, and will actually enforce it, rather than put it on a dog
I do know the
council.
law, thank you, and I do respect the law, but
thank
what your
you.
complaint needs to be investigated. It can't just all of a sudden be
Could
tossed
you- okay.
into some investigators.
So how do I get such a how do I get such a serious matter investigated quickly then?
Well, it doesn't happen quickly, that's not.
Oh, hold it a second, just a minute. Why not? He's invoking violence. Why would not that be,
Because there is multiple things happening in the cities that are very violent, and there's a lot of other things that take precedent. And something that would need to be investigated.
Okay.
And it's not honestly taking precedent.
Oh, you don't think the Prime Minister publicly on television invoking violence against people is not a presidential matter? Yeah, very interesting. What's your name, please?
Okay, so first of all...
What's your name, please? Can I have your name, please?
My
I'd
name
like
is
to...
Constable Bell. My badge number is 2508. What is your name, miss?
2508. I'm not a miss. I'm a Christian minister officially performing the function of my calling today.
He doesn't sound
Minister
like a
Edward
miss.
J. Robin. I happen to be a law scholar of 30 years as well, and I'm trying to defend
And
the
what's your
people of
date of birth,
Canada.
miss?
That's not important to you at all. It's not important at all.
Okay, well, it's part of
It's
my
privacy in Canada says I don't have to give that to you. Unless I'm suspected of a crime or being arrested, I don't have to give you my date of birth.
well,
You
like I
realize
told
that,
I
don't
will
you?
put your
That's my
complaint
policy.
into
Who,
our division.
and who will
I
be
will put your-
investigating? Could you tell me the name of the
can't tell you.
investigating officers?
No, I won't be able to tell you that.
Oh, can you tell me the name of the commander there?
Not at this moment because
You
you're
don't
not
know?
the commander here at this moment.
You don't know?
Can I speak
Does that
for a
mean
second? Can I?
Yeah, if you can answer
so
my
if
question,
you're not
please.
gonna let me speak,
Oh, go ahead. Try and override me.
okay, perfect. So what would happen is your complaint would go in. It would need to be investigated by an officer, and then it would be assigned to an investigator. Okay.
Thank you.
So that is why I'm unable to give you a name of an investigating officer because it has
Oh,
not been assigned yet.
Thank you. What's the name of your commander,
so I
please?
I can put you through to our
What's the
reporting
name?
unit so you can put in a formal
What's the
report
name
so
of
that
your
it can be
commander,
investigated.
please? Can you tell me the name of your commander, please?
I can.
Thank you.
I could transfer you to him.
Thank you. I appreciate
Just
that.
give me 1 second.
All right. Thank you for your help. A lot of resistance.
Sergeant Multari, PRU. How can I help you?
Hello, Sergeant. This is Minister Edward J. Robin calling you from Edmonton, Alberta.
Sorry?
This is Minister Edward J. Robin.
1 second, sorry. Minister?
Yes.
Edward. I
J.
just written this down.
Oh, okay.
Edward J.
Robin.
Roberts?
Robin, like the bird?
Yeah. Okay.
Good. Okay, so,
What can I do for you?
yes, I'm looking to find out when we have a very serious crime taking place, publicly.
And where are you? You
I
said you're
call-
in Alberta?
Yes, I'm calling from Edmonton. The reason I'm calling you, I phoned the City of Edmonton Police to place a complaint. They said I had to call
Okay.
the RCMP. I called the RCMP.
Yeah.
Since the crime is taking place in Ottawa, they said you got to call the Ottawa City Police. So here I am.
Well, that's okay.
Okay, so I'm getting led along the road. It's past the buck routine, and the reason that's taking place, I believe, is because Prime Minister Trudeau has got publicly on the television and violated 319 of the Criminal Code, blatant, black and white.
319?
Yes.
Criminal Code.
Correct.
What is that section?
Inciting violence against a specified group of people.
Inciting violence against us. Okay. All right. So he apparently committed that crime.
He did.
Okay.
On public television, he said we're a bunch of misogynists and discriminators. And what he said came, quote unquote, right out of Hitler's mouth. He said, "Do we need to tolerate these people? They're taking up space." This is. He's talking about the people of Canada that will not be vaccinated or wear a mask. That will not be vaccinated or wear a mask.
So unvaccinated?
Yes,
people
and unmasked
of
people.
Canada?
Correct.
And unmasked.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's pretty scary to me because I'm unvaccinated. I've decided not to participate in the experiment. I'm a law scholar of 30 years. I found out it is an experiment, provably, because Health Canada is advertising it's under trial.
Sorry, you said you're a law scholar?
For
of
30 years. Correct.
What, sorry, and I apologize.
Sure.
What does that mean?
It means that I've studied the law. I've studied the law in Canada
For 30 years.
and worldwide for 30 years. That's correct. And I've
Okay, all
proven my status. I've been on academia.org. I'm well written. But the point is I'm trying to find out is if this section 319 of the Criminal Code was put there to protect the people of Canada or to put there so officers could make reasons why the Prime Minister could get away with it.
I can't answer that.
Well, no,
I don't know.
but
I
we
didn't
can.
make that law.
I know. Okay, good. But you know it's there to benefit people, otherwise they would have got rid of it a long time ago. So when you see,
Just so you know, you called, just so I don't
Yes.
want to waste your time
Okay.
because
certainly,
I just want to let you know you called the alternate response unit. So we actually deal with
I was put
primarily,
through, I was put
thefts
through,
of liquor and
okay,
bicycles
wrong
and
place.
frauds.
She sent me to the wrong place. That figures, it's
Yeah,
typical.
so
And I was very clear about what I wanted. Could you maybe help me how to find the chief of police's phone number, how I can get a message through to him? This is a pretty serious matter when this man that is getting paid a high wage by the people of Canada is engaged in criminal events, threatening people.
We have online reporting where you could take the time to fill out a report.
No, this is gonna be on the telephone, and I'm gonna keep a record of it, because if people won't enforce the law, they're violating 180 of the criminal code, which is nuisance.
Yes, but you know what? We're not enforcing law. We need to have something
Well, of
on
course,
paper so
yes.
that we can review it.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna speak to somebody.
One sec, sir.
Okay,
I
sure.
haven't finished.
Yes, sorry.
We need to be able to review information before us, and we have to be able to send it to the right sections for that, to have that expertise.
Yeah,
review
somebody
whatever.
just shot somebody, and there's a pool of blood, and we gotta investigate, put it on paper, and we'll get around to it.
Does that go to a guns and gangs unit, or does that go to a homicide, or does that go to a
I don't know. Anyways, can you help me get to the right place?
Yeah, so
Thank
what we
you.
can do is there's a couple options to make a report. One is
Okay.
we could have that done online.
No, I'm not gonna do it online.
Okay, and secondly is we could patch you through to our PRU office.
I was trying to get the chief's contact, because he's the one with the ultimate liability if he refuses to enforce the law. I'm going to the top of the stack here. This is a very important matter. It's nothing trivial. We're gonna stick it on a list and we'll get around to it. This is pretty serious. The Prime Minister of Canada is, yeah.
What can I call you? What would you like me to
Minister,
call you?
call me Minister.
Minister.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Minister. Have you been to our website at all?
Today I think I was there once to get a phone number.
Okay, so you're aware of where it is?
Yep.
Okay, because on our website you will see online reporting, over the phone reporting.
Are you just trying to be redundant here? Because I've already said I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, no, it's not redundant. I
Oh,
want to
okay.
ensure that
You
have all
just
the
wanted to
information
repeat it for the third time. I know, and
No,
I've already
not at all.
told you, no, thank you. I would like how to find the police chief's number. I'm pretty clear about that. It's not very complicated. If it's available, because he's a public servant, I'd like that number.
Yeah, and we also have like mailing. If you go on our website there, you can see all our mailing address and extensions and options for reporting. I can patch you through. Just give me a second. I will patch you through to our online reporting.
No, I don't want to do the online reporting. I'd like to find the chief's phone number. You don't have your boss's phone number?
The issue is
I'd like his number. I'd like his number. That's the issue. Either you would say, no, he doesn't have a phone number, or no, I don't want to give it to you, or you can do the right thing and just give me his phone number.
The right thing is for me to try to help you.
And yes, and if I know what I want help with,
You're calling me to
get a number.
report a criminal offense.
Wrong number.
Actually, you're calling, sir, I wrote it down. Section 319 is what you told me.
Correct, but you said you're the wrong unit, so I'd like the chief's number. I'd like the chief's number.
We're trying to provide you service.
Good, can I get the chief's number, please?
Following that up.
Can I get the chief's number, please?
We'll have to put you on hold right now.
All right, thank you. Okay.
What a load of bullshit. This is the people who are supposed to protect us. Do you see how much bullshit there is?
Okay, he doesn't have a phone number?
His extension 5590.
5590. And what would be the main number I would dial to get that extension? 236-1222. And email again, sorry.
SLOLY.
SLOLY, slowly, yes. P, okay.
Yeah. at ottawapolice.ca. Yes. Now, can I help you put that report in?
Let's see it. Can you help me put the report in?
Yes. Can I send you over to our police reporting unit to take your report?
Okay, I'd appreciate that.
Okay.
And
All
thank you so much for your patience in helping me. All
No
right.
problem.
Okay, bye-bye.
Fire or ambulance?
The police, this is a really strange one. I've been phoning the police all morning here and they keep passing the buck playing ping pong to the
For what
RCMP.
address?
No.
This is
I'm
bullshit.
trying, I was told to call 911
Bullshit.
because the police and the RCMP won't attend to the crime. So what's the use of telling
I'm
me?
only a 911 operator, so what I
Okay.
need to do is obtain the address for the Edmonton City Police.
They won't come.
What is,
I'm
what is
sorry
the
for
address?
wasting your time. They won't come. I've already asked them. They won't come.
Okay, I'll put you through. Just stay on this line if it's not an emergency.
Thank you.
If it's an emergency, I require to have the address, like I stated.
Yeah, hey, when you get Keystone cops, they won't attend a complaint against the Prime Minister. They send you back and forth to the RCMP, the Ottawa, the city police. It's going round and round. Nobody wants to charge the man. He's blatantly violating the criminal code on public TV.
Okay, I have you on this line, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Stanley.
Okay.
Obstruction of justice by the police. This is a criminal charge against the
RCMP Ottawa
police.
detachment. If this is an emergency, please dial 911. For criminal records check, fingerprints, and immediate police assistance, please call the Ottawa Police Service at 613-236-1222. If you are calling from another police service, please dial 613-993-8888. Bonjour, vous avez rejoint le détachement de Toronto de la GRC. En cas d'urgence, veuillez composer le 911. Pour la vérification d'antécédents, la prise d'empreinte digitale ou pour assistance immédiate de la police, veuillez communiquer avec le service de police d'Ottawa au 613-236-1222. Si votre appel est d'un autre service de police, veuillez composer le 613-993-8888.
Toi.
Record a message for Michel Piché, voicemail box is full. Welcome to the RCMP voice messaging system. Bienvenue à la messagerie vocale de la GRC. For services in English, please press 1. Pour les services en... To your ID, followed by pound. I did not hear your entry.
Pretty dumb setup.
RCMP GLC.
Yes, I'd like to know the name of the commanding officer at the detachment there.
The commanding officer, let me just get the name.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
But they're not on duty today because
I understand. I understand.
Okay, one quick moment, please.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you for holding. So, the surname of the commanding officer is Parsons, so Parsons.
Okay.
And given one is Chess. So it's
CHES.
Yes, that's correct.
And what is it? Okay. Parsons Chess is his name. Okay.
Chess Parsons.
Oh, Chess Parsons, all right, thank you.
Yes.
And if you
All
got
right.
if you got a contact number or an email address I can have?
Well, you could get in contact with them through, are you from the media or?
Oh, no, I'm a Christian minister, and after I was just trying to get his name, and then I have a complaint I'd like to issue with you.
Okay, well, is it about a criminal matter?
Yes.
Oh, okay, well, for that criminal matter, it needs to be investigated by local police. Is it the RCMP that's your
Okay.
local police?
Thank you. I've been on the phone. I could play you back the recordings of, let me see, City of Edmonton Police, City of Ottawa, City of Montreal Police. They all say,
Okay,
oh no.
Which
First of
city do
all,
you live in?
I'm in Edmonton, and I'm
Okay.
trying to place a complaint. I phoned the Edmonton City Police this morning. I gave them the detail of what the problem was, and they said, oh no, you need to contact the RCMP.
Okay,
So
what matter is it?
it's a matter of our Prime Minister publicly on television violating 3 sections of the criminal code. I'm a law scholar for 30 years. Believe me, he broke the law.
Okay. Have you already spoken to your MP about it?
You can't even get through to them. This is a crime in action, in place. He's threatening the people of Canada. He's quoted the words right out of Hitler's mouth. He says, do we have to tolerate these people? They're taking up space. I went and checked on those words. They're exact verbatim out of Hitler's mouth. So he's inciting violence against a segmented group of people in Canada, those who are unvaccinated and those who don't wear masks. He's saying we're misogynists and racists. Do we really need these people? They're taking up space. That's a threat, inciting violence against this group of people that are unvaccinated and unmasked. And I've already been attacked twice because of this craziness that's going on. I'm medically exempt. So I would like somebody to investigate this actual crime where seriously he's violating 319 and 180, and in my case 176 of the criminal code. He's obstructing my ministry to stop my temple, my body from being invaded. He's talking about seriously invoking mandatory vaccinations in violation of Article 7 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. That's a violation of 126 of the Criminal Code, violating an act of Parliament. And here's the guy getting paid the highest wage in Canada up there inviting criminal events against the people of Canada. I would think the police have a duty and an obligation to investigate this serious crime.
In this case, if they were violated and you live in a city of Edmonton, that
They won't. They told me that it's because it's a federal matter. They told me they know the law too. They said, no, in this case, because it's a federal matter, that's the Prime Minister, only the RCMP can investigate that. So you might want to call the Edmonton City Police and educate them, because they're wrong. They're wrong according to you.
Okay, well, we're going to do that.
Oh, good. Then, well, could you please let me know, get back to me, then let me know that you phoned the city police, you've talked to the chief.
Can I get your name?
Sure, my name is Minister Edward J. Robin.
Mr.
Edward J.
Edward
Robin. J-A-Y.
J.
R-O-B-I-N.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And can I get your date of birth?
Oh, why would you need that?
It's just so that we can identify you properly.
Oh, well, you just have. I've given you my name. I'm a Christian minister, and I'm not required to give up my private information unless you suspect me of a crime.
No, it's just...
Well, that's good. I don't submit to that policy. That's not part of the law of Canada.
Okay. Well, if you don't want to help me...
Oh, I do want to help you. I do want to help you, but you're aware that when I'm reporting a crime of such a nature, your policy doesn't override your duty. That's 180 of the criminal code that's upon you as an officer of the law.
Are you a Christian minister?
I am indeed, and I'm a law scholar of 30 years.
Okay. And a phone number to reach you?
780
Yeah?
399
Yeah?
6250.
6250?
Yeah, it'd be nice if you had the chance to listen to the video of the Prime Minister committing the crime. Then you'd be convinced too.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling, sir.
Okay, I hope so. You're going to get back to me when you've notified the city police. It's their job.
I'm sure they'll get back to you.
Well, you're sure, eh? I doubt it. They don't want to investigate the Prime Minister any more than you do.
Okay.
You want to protect them. You're likely a Mason, sworn an oath to protect your fellow Masons, like Prime Minister.
Oh, I'm Mason now. Okay.
Well, I said likely because they defend each other.
You think he's gonna get back to him? No. This is Canada. Anytime you have something serious against the system,
Can I help you?
it's
Yes,
a recording
my name
series.
is Minister Edward J. Rodman, and I was told by the City of Edmonton Police that since my complaint is outside their jurisdiction, I had to phone the RCMP. Well, I phoned the RCMP, and they said, well, your complaint's within the City of Ottawa, you have to phone the Ottawa City Police. So my complaint is, we have evidence around the world on video and in transcript that our Prime Minister has incited violence against a segmented group of people in Canada, and he's publicly violated 319 of the Criminal Code. It's like as blatant as you can get. And I go, wow, how many people are placing a complaint or know enough to complain about our Prime Minister inciting violence against a specified group of people? He said, do we tolerate these people? They're taking up space. Well, I went and checked on those words, quote unquote, out of Hitler's mouth. Hitler said the same thing. This guy's invoking violence. I'm not vaccinated. I don't wear a mask. I've already been assaulted twice. And now he's encouraging people to do more of that. So I think that somebody needs to investigate without making excuses as to let the Prime Minister make the people of Canada feel uncomfortable with his own personal sentiments.
Okay, I can make note of your complaint and add it to our list of complaints that'll be...
Just like, you know, there's a loose dog running the city, something like trivial. How do we get an investigation on the Prime Minister of Canada invoking violence against people? How does that take place where it's taken seriously?
Pretty close to, that'd take a very long time to do.
Oh, why? Well, if it was anybody else, the police would be at his door within 24 hours and arrest
Okay,
him.
well, it's not my fault that we're not
No.
at the Prime Minister's door trying to arrest him.
No, I didn't say it was your fault, but I'm asking, how do we get somebody serious to say, let's look for reasons to arrest him rather than protect him?